Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to tackle a math puzzle that might just rev your engines. Pun intended. Picture this. You're at a car dealership, and an enthusiastic salesman approaches you with a rather curious claim about the wheels of the car he's selling. He says, right now, the front wheel makes 4 more revolutions than the rear wheel when we drive a distance of 120 yards. But wait, if we reduce each wheel's circumference by 3 feet, the front wheel will then make 6 more revolutions than the rear wheel over the same distance. Sounds intriguing, right? Let's dive into this puzzle and see if we can figure out the circumference of each wheel. First off, let's break this down using some basic algebra. We'll call the circumference of the front wheel C1 and the rear wheel C2. When the car travels 120 yards, the number of revolutions each wheel makes is simply the total distance divided by the circumference of that wheel. So, for the front wheel, that's 120 divided by C1, and for the rear wheel, it's 120 divided by C2. The salesman claims that the front wheel makes 4 more revolutions than the rear wheel, which gives us our first equation. 120 C1 equals 120 C2 plus 4. Easy enough, right? Now, let's switch gears and look at the second part of the puzzle. In this scenario, both wheels have their circumferences reduced by 3 feet. So now we have C13 for the front wheel and C23 for the rear wheel. According to the puzzle, in this case, the front wheel makes 6 more revolutions than the rear wheel over the same 120 yards. This leads us to our second equation. 120 C13 equals 120 C2 to 3 plus 6. Now we have a system of 2 equations to solve. Let's tackle the first one. We start with 120 C1 equals 120 C2 plus 4. To eliminate those pesky fractions, we can multiply both sides by C1 asterisk C2. That gives us 120 asterisk C2 equals 120 asterisk C1 plus 4 asterisk C1 asterisk C2. If we simplify this, we get 120 asterisk C2 120 asterisk C1 equals 4 asterisk C1 asterisk C2. Now, onto the second equation. We have 120 C13 equals 120 C2 to 3 plus 6. Again, we'll multiply both sides by C13 C2 to 3 to clear the fractions. This results in 120 asterisk C2 to 3 equals 120 asterisk C13 plus 6 asterisk C13 C2 to 3. Now, I know this might sound like a lot of math, but stick with me. Solving these equations step by step will lead us to the values for C1 and C2. After some careful algebraic manipulation, we find that the circumference of the front wheel, C1, is 15 feet, while the rear wheel, C2, measures 16 feet. And there you have it, folks. The front wheel measures 15 feet in circumference, and the rear wheel measures 16 feet in the first scenario. This puzzle might have seemed daunting at first, but with a little bit of algebra and some logical thinking, we've cracked it. Thanks for joining me today on this math adventure. I hope you had as much fun solving this puzzle as I did. Don't forget to subscribe for more engaging puzzles and brain teasers. Until next time, keep those wheels turning and your minds sharp.